Today I'm going to be showing you how to put a pocket in. Sometimes when you buy a coat or a jacket and it's got flaps on, you're expecting it to be pockets, but you open it up and no pocket. So what I'm going to be showing you today is how to put a pocket in, and this is what it will end up looking like. And you can put your hand or whatever inside there. Okay, now that you've done that, we need to find out how much space we've got for the size of our pocket. So pull open the pocket and we need to measure from one seam right across to the other. And that makes it about 14.5 centimetres for this pocket. So just get a diagram of your pocket here. 14.5 centimetres. Now what I need to add on is 1.5 centimetres for a seam and 1.5 centimetres for a seam. So we'll total all those up, which is 14, 15, 16, 17 centimetres altogether. So we need to cut two pieces of fabric that are 17 centimetres across. How deep that you want your pocket is entirely up to you. If you just want it to put a handkerchief in or a spare key or something small, you don't really want to use your pockets for much else, then you don't have to make your pocket very long, maybe about 4 or 5 inches, which is about 10 to 11 centimetres for a short pocket. But I want to make this pocket so you can actually put your hands in and you can get your hands warm for the winter. So I'm going to make it a lot deeper than that. So here is a piece of fabric I've already cut. Across the top is 17 centimetres. I'm going to make the whole thing 16 centimetres deep. What you've got to allow for is 1.5 centimetres at the top for a seam and 1.5 centimetres at the bottom for a seam. So I've cut 2 pieces of fabric to that size. The first thing you want to do is measure down 1.5 centimetres and 1.5 centimetres in, which is approximately there, and put a mark. And do the same on the other side. Then you're also going to do the same on the bottom seam. And seam over here. So what I want to do is sew 3 sides of the pocket, down, across and up. The top piece we don't want to sew, so we're going to start from the mark, sew down, across and finish at the mark on the other side. Okay, here's my finishing, where I finished my sewing, right on the marks. Now we want to do a little bit of pressing, so we're going to turn the first seam over, just press that flat, the same with the other one on the other side. And then we're going to fold down the top seam. Press that can turn the whole thing over and do exactly the same. Side ones first. And then the top. Okay, we've got that pinned in now, and your seam should line up with the seam on the other side. Actually, that's a little bit high, so I'm just going to take that down a little bit, like so. So what we want to do now is hand stitch it in place. Start at one of the seams, and you're going to be whip stitching this on. Be careful that you don't go through this fabric onto the inside and attach your liner. You don't want to do that. Okay, starting your hand stitching. First we're going to hide the knot so that we can't see it. So just put that into the back. Okay, so starting at the side seam, whip stitching it in. Take a little bit of the coat fabric and a little bit of the liner, and do small stitches all the way across. As I said, careful not to sew in the liner underneath. Every so often, just check the inside, make sure it's free. Okay, I've now sewn that in to the seam, and I've gone back a few stitches, and now I'm just going to bury the thread in the pocket, and then that's one side done. Okay, back to the pocket, and now we're going to sew in the other side, and make sure it's right up to the seam. It's just a little bit below and on a bit of lining material, but that's fine. Just pin that in place. Starting from the seam again, we're going to whip stitch this on exactly as we did with the first one.